मैंने टीचियो अराउंड मई एंड आई थिंक जून मिड और मई एंड के अराउंड किया था। आई डोंट रिमेम्बर द एग्जैक्ट टाइम, बट जो मेरी एड्स हैं इट स्टार्टेड अराउंड अगस्त एंड में मैंने स्टार्ट करना शुरू किया था। एंड 250 के बजट से किया था। एंड अभी तक मैं अपने एक कैंपेन पे 300 से मैंने ऊपर नहीं किया, बिकॉज मेरी जॉब भी होती है तो इतना मेरे पास टाइम नहीं होता कि आई कैन टेक 5-6 कॉल्स पर डे।
Yeah.
तो 2 से 3 कॉल्स में लेता था। एंड टिल दिस डेट मैंने अभी अराउंड 53 to 54 thousand मेरा स्पेंड हो गया है एडवर्टीजमेंट पे। एंड आई मेड अराउंड 3.5 to 3.6 इसके बीच में इतना। सो वो रफली 250 से 300 के बजट पे ही आया है।
Hey everybody, so we have today with us Hitesh, who is one of our success stories with TGO. He joined us not very long ago, and in this podcast, what the idea is to understand a bit about his journey, not just in terms of revenue and the impact that he's doing, but going beyond to understand what did he do along the process and how did he go about selecting his niche, and today how did he manage to be on the path of success together. So hi Hitesh, how are you?
Hi Akshay, I'm all good. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, I mean, I believe it's gonna be a really good session.
Yep, equally excited, and thanks for taking out the time for this to inspire so many others who are going to watch this.
It has been my pleasure so far, and it will be.
Perfect. So Hitesh, for people who don't know you yet, right, like I know their entire story, everything about you, but for the people who are watching this, so we would love to know a little bit about you and how did you enter the field of fitness.
Sure. So let's start. I'm 26 years old right now, and it all started around COVID. So before COVID, I never really cared about my health, my fitness, and my lifestyle. So I used to eat anything, and I started having some health problems as well. So I've been in IT industry for a long time, and before COVID, I was in Pune. Right now, I'm in Haryana. So when COVID happened, this work from home culture started. So I came back home, and I saw lots of people were falling ill. So many deaths were happening because of COVID. So it sparked some curiosity in me. I wanted to found out how a human being can stay healthy for the rest of his life without ever having to go to a doctor, taking nutrition supplements, extra efforts that we do. Because every animal in this world knows what to eat and what not to eat, and we are still questioning, what a human being is supposed to eat or not. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I do not work in a conventional way of fitness because it has been my experience and the things I've learned on my own research. So as I was progressing, talking to lots of doctors, reading books, the first thing I did is, primarily started around fitness. I wanted to have a good body, lean body, and have some muscles. So it started with calisthenics. I started doing bodyweight exercises, and I got good at it. But I realized that health and fitness is more about diet. It's around 80% diet, and it's just 20% exercise. So the first thing I did is I stopped consuming non-vegetarian foods when I realized
Mm.
that we are not biologically adapted to eat meat. And the reason was, we don't have any nail, any teeth like that, so that we can hunt someone, right? And even we go to any butcher shop to buy meat, it's a very disgusting smell. So we have to, process it a lot, and then we are able to eat it. Because if we compare it to a lion or any omnivore, it's very different from the way we eat meat. And the length of our intestine is so long that when we eat meat, it starts fermenting in our system. That is what I realized on my own journey. So I stopped it. And as I was progressing, the next thing I did is I stopped consuming dairy products as well. So there were two reasons behind it. One is the ethical reason that a female cow is forcefully impregnated, and we snatch the milk from her babies because it's meant, for her babies, and when we sell it, so that we can get it. So and the male calves, they're of no use to the dairy industry, and they are sent to get slaughtered, unfortunately.
Mm.
So when a female cow she stops giving milk, the farmer would either just leave her on the roads, or they would just forcefully impregnate her once again so that her weight will increase more, and they would sell her to gain more profits. So I realized all this thing. I I realized it's a mess, and I don't want to be a part of it anymore. And when I scientifically studied, there are some studies, the China study, and it's just common sense, man. Like we are the only species who are consuming milk from another animal. There is no other animal who does it in nature, right? So all these things led me to be vegan. I decided I'm not going to be part of this cruelty anymore. So I was on a plant-based diet, and I was doing good. My energy levels improved, my health was started getting better. And the next thing I did is I stopped consuming cooked foods when I realized the power of eating raw foods. So, I was eating fruit, salad, sprouts, seed, nuts, smoothie juices. And again, I saw lots of improvement in my energy because, cooked foods take a lot of time to digest. It brings you down, it gives you lethargy. And since 2024, it has been primarily fruits. Major lit fruits, 90%. And it changed my whole life, man. I was able to cure chronic constipation, chronic sinusitis, itching, acne, low confidence, low energy, back pain, irritation in sunlight, and allergies after the COVID vaccination. And I've been involved with lots of communities dedicated to healing and health. And recently, I got certified in, from a university. Not university as in, I mean, from a doctor who, who does all this work for detoxification. So he has
Mhm.
his own course, and I got certified as a detox specialist. And I have helped people, being involved with lots of communities to heal their diabetes, arthritis, psoriasis, thyroid, PCOS, PCOD, gallbladder stones, overweight, underweight, and all those things, primarily on a fruit-based diet. Okay, there are there is logic behind it, because every species has a species specific diet. And we are the only species जो कुछ भी खा रहे हैं, जो भी हमें मिलता है हम वो खाते हैं, हम तो सांप तक भी खा गए, हमने वो भी नहीं छोड़ा. Right? So it led me to question, man, कि there must be something which is meant for us. हमारा बॉडी का डिजाइन ऐसा है, स्ट्रक्चर ऐसा है. And the number one question which popped into my head is कि what is one thing which we can eat raw in its natural form without cooking, without processing, without anything adding any salt, spices. And the answer was fruits. We love it, our bodies love it. And when I started eating primarily fruits, it changed my whole life. So, and I've seen how, it can heal others. And, recently I had a client, he had diabetes type 2. His estimated average glucose was around 258. So he ate fruits with me for, more than 2 months. Now it's under 110. And his back pain and
Wow.
neck pain are also gone. So people have seen changes, and most of my clients, they are now vegan. They have realized the cruelty part of it. So it has been a crazy journey, man. So, and the diet part is what, I'm more curious about. And this is where I want to bring the change to spread awareness about it, about the fruits and of course, the vegan part so that it will stop people from consuming the animal products. Yeah,
Pretty
that's
interesting.
primarily
Pretty
my journey.
interesting. Yep. I mean, I think this. I when we first spoke, I also complimented you at that time that you have a very strong purpose behind what you do, right? So it's not just about okay, I'll make some money or I'll do this and that. You are very motivated by your purpose that you want to make people more aware about what are they eating and they become mindful about it. So I think that's really interesting of what you have done, and your success speaks for itself that you have been able to do. So yeah,
Thanks, man.
so this is how it built some curiosity. You saw things happening during the pandemic, and then you took charge and you did that. So you also are working in a full-time job, right? So how did most people have excuses that okay, I don't have enough time, right, to do this, to do online coaching. I'm busy with my other stuff, but they always procrastinate starting online. So how did you think about it differently than most people?
See, I'll tell you one thing, Akshay. I realize when if something is meant to happen, it's gonna happen. You cannot do anything. And I'll tell you honestly, before I saw your ad on Instagram, I was actually preparing to get a better job in IT only. But I don't know what happened. I saw your ad. I don't remember what ad was it. It clicked me, and I just booked a call with you. Uh, to be honest, I didn't even check the testimonials. Okay, so I don't know. It was just instinctual for me to just get into it and see how it works. And then when I started with my build phase, building up my Instagram, optimizing it, putting some content which is related to my niche, then I realized let's give it a shot. I mean, I got nothing to lose. And to be honest, एक चीज में मैं लकी हूँ कि मेरी जो जॉब है वो इतनी प्रेशर वाली नहीं है. तो अब थोड़ा सा एक हल्की सी जूनियर्स भी है मेरे पास, तो मैं उनको थोड़ा सा डेलीगेट कर देता था काम. सो इस चीज में मैं लकी था. एंड टू बी ऑनेस्ट, द पीपल हु आर अफ्रेड अबाउट या सोच रहे हैं कि कैसे होगा, सिर्फ आई थिंक हार्डली 1.5 से 2 घंटा देना होता है दिन का बिफोर योर एड्स. एक बार इंस्टाग्राम बिल्ड हो गया, कंटेंट आ गया, देन इट्स ऑल अबाउट पुटिंग योर ऑफर. देन इट टेक्स अ बिट ऑफ टाइम, बट दैट इज ऑल्सो मैनेजेबल. मतलब यू जस्ट हैव टू यू स्टार्ट विद मिनिमम बजट. एंड 2-3 कॉल्स आ जाती हैं आपकी एक दिन में, तो इतना टाइम आई थिंक हर किसी के पास होता ही है. सो इट्स ऑल अबाउट हैविंग अ प्रॉपर प्लान वेयर यू गाइस हेल्प कि बिल्ड फेज एंड लॉन्च फेज how you have to set up the Instagram, putting more content, and then eventually going towards the advertisement. So I really liked it because I had confidence in the structure that you provided to us. तो मैं वही follow करता गया and just one thing led to another. And communication skills भी improve हुआ बहुत, because I started talking to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I realized कि it's all about doing it more and more. जितना ज़्यादा करोगे उतना ज़्यादा better आपको समझ आएगा. And yeah, so abhi I have put papers also. So I'm going to go full time as well. 3rd March is my last day. So I'm a bit worried about it as well. Because business goes it's up and downs,
Yeah.
so I don't know how it's gonna work out, but I'm gonna go full time and I'll give my all the time and energy towards it.
Brilliant, brilliant. I'm so happy to hear that, Hitesh. Not because you could have been much more big, a big asset in that company as well, but I think there's a bigger purpose that you are going behind. And I still remember when I did this, when I started TGO, I still had my job until 8 months. I felt that okay, now I can make the similar amount of money that I used to make, and that's when I quit. It was the toughest decision, but trust me, when I look back, I say that that was the step which most people are afraid to take, and that what was the difference between where I am today versus what could have been a different life for me. So I'm pretty sure that once you do something at scale, and when you give your entire day to this, what you are really passionate about as well, and there's a purpose to it, I'm sure the sky is the limit for you, and especially with the skills and the confidence that you carry, all the time. So kudos to you taking the first step on that.
Man, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. So another thing that most people think about when it comes to starting an online business and all of that stuff, right? That they feel that okay, I need to be a person with thousands of followers. मेरे को famous बनना पड़ेगा, and then only I'll get clients and I'll make money, right? So what is your take on that? Because increasingly we are seeing the era where people are trying to just look fancy on Instagram, right? Okay, I want to put fancy stuff, gain some followers, and then I'll gain clients. So what is your take on that? Because I remember you didn't have a lot of followers, and you did ask me this question.
Yeah, I had 250 followers, 250 to 300, somewhere around this. I had this question, yes, I had my doubts about it, ki how we're gonna have to do it. But I mean, see, there are two ways of doing, one is through organic and the other is through advertisement. But organic, it's really, really tough. I mean, there's so much luck factor that is involved, because you'll have to put so much content and, you'll have to interact with lots of people. Let's say if somebody is going to accept your offer organically, at least you'll have to reach out to 50, 60 different type of people daily, right? You'll have to DM them, you'll have to comment on their videos and all those things. So I realized, okay, I mean, I had this in my mind that, I'm going to go organic initially, before, joining your program. And then I thought कि ठीक है, let's give it a shot organically. So इतना डरने का जरूरत नहीं है. It's all about कि at least 40-50 पोस्ट आपके हैं. It shows कि आप क्या करते हो. And then the things that you told, आप क्या ऑफर करते हो, आप वो भी मेंशन कर दो. And have a proper bio that कोई भी अगर लैंड करता है आपके पेज पे तो इट शुड शो आप कौन हो, क्या ऑफर करते हो, आपने क्या किया हुआ है. एंड सम कंटेंट रिलेटेड टू योर निश. दैट्स इट. इतना बहुत है. उसके बाद आप एड्स वगैरह अपनी चलाओ and attract more people. That's all.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And so if when you realize that okay, organic एक strategy and paid ads एक strategy है, right? So in paid ads, first of all, how much time has it been for you in the program, and in that time, how much you have spent in ads?
Okay. So मैंने टीच यू अराउंड मई एंड आई थिंक जून मिड और मई एंड के अराउंड किया था. आई डोंट रिमेम्बर द एग्जैक्ट टाइम. बट जो मेरी एड्स हैं इट स्टार्टेड अराउंड अगस्त एंड में. अगस्त एंड में मैंने स्टार्ट करना शुरू किया था. एंड 250 के बजट से किया था. एंड अभी तक मैं अपने एक कैंपेन पे 300 से मैंने ऊपर नहीं किया, बिकॉज मेरी जॉब भी होती है तो इतना मेरे पास टाइम नहीं होता कि आई कैन टेक 5-6 कॉल्स पर डे.
Yeah.
तो 2 से 3 कॉल्स में लेता था. एंड टिल दिस डेट मैंने अभी अराउंड 53 to 54 thousand मेरा स्पेंड हो गया है एडवर्टीजमेंट पे. एंड आई मेड अराउंड 3.5 to 3.6 इसके बीच में इतना. सो वो रफली 250 से 300 के बजट पे ही आया है. एंड वुमेन वाला कैंपेन भी मैंने चलाया था फॉर सम टाइम. बट इतना बहुत सक्सेसफुल नहीं था। सीपीआर वाज वेरी हाई एंड मतलब जो वुमेन के ऑब्जेक्शन होते हैं उसको फेस करने में मेरे को काफी प्रॉब्लम्स आई, बिकॉज
हम्म।
दे नीड हस्बैंड और उनको टाइम चाहिए ज्यादा, तो आई थॉट कि ठीक है, अभी मैन पे ही फोकस करते हैं। एंड या सो 53 54 इतना लगाया है, एंड रफली आई हैव मेड अराउंड 3.5 टू 3.6 के बीच में। बट द नंबर्स कुड हैव बीन मच बेटर, बिकॉज जो 53 है ना उसमें 6-7 थाउजेंड जो है वो सिर्फ एक्सपेरिमेंट का ही है। 6,000
हम्म।
6,000 6-7 थाउजेंड जो है मैंने वो फ्रूट्स वाले थोड़े कैंपेन्स वगैरह चला के देखे, तो वहां इतना नहीं आया, क्योंकि इतनी मेरे को उस चीज की नॉलेज नहीं है कि वेस्ट उस टाइप का मैं कैसा करूं, बिकॉज एट द एंड ऑफ
हम्म।
द डे आई डोंट वांट टू बी कॉल्ड एज अ फिटनेस कोच। आई वांट टू मूव मोर टुवर्ड्स द डिटॉक्सिफिकेशन एंड हेल्पिंग पीपल हु हैव सम हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम्स, और इस चीज में मेजर हेल्प करूं। तो उसका ट्रांजिशन अब नाउ इज द नेक्स्ट थिंग दैट आई हैव टू डू। बट अगर मैं फॉर एग्जांपल एज अ फिटनेस कोच ही रहता, स्ट्रेंथ और फैट लॉस में रहता, द नंबर्स कुड हैव बीन मच बेटर, बट आई एम हैप्पी विद द numbers that I have had so far.
Brilliant. This is almost 7x that you have cracked. That's the rate that you are, and while having a job as well, right? So I think you could have done, I think, much more if you were doing full time, and I think that's the plan after March that you must be thinking about.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I agree. Yes,
Perfect. So I think this was a wonderful, validation for all the other people who are on the fence, have been thinking about since years that okay, kal karenge, kal karenge. I think this gives a lot of insight. So, what do you think is your next, goal for 2025? By the end of 2025, where do you see Hitesh and his entire empire going? What's your plan?
okay. I mean, I have a few things. The number one thing would be, because see, I mean, I'm on primarily a raw diet and I'm living in Haryana. So I don't like cold weather at all. It's very difficult to eat, just fruits and raw diet. So ideally, we are tropical beings, okay? We are meant to live in tropics, as you can see, behind
Yeah.
in the background. So the number one thing is I have to move in the tropics. Maybe probably I'll move to South India, or maybe to a different country for some period of time, like Indonesia, Thailand. I was thinking, I don't know how it's gonna work out, but I had this in my mind. And the next thing would be uh, moving from DM to, having a proper website where, I'll have the proper videos of my programs and, what I do, so that, people will just land directly to my website and see the kind of authenticity that I have. So yeah, the plans is towards that. And, maybe then after that, because the market for detoxification, fruits, raw, vegan, etc., is not that huge in India, but in other countries like maybe UK, US, or some place else, it's big. People are getting more aware. Okay, maybe
Hmm.
when I'll have the money, तो मैं वहां पे ads अपना run करके देखूंगा कि how does it perform, and then eventually एक स्कूल कम्युनिटी टाइप अपना शुरू करूंगा, बट वो बहुत लंबा है जर्नी। आई डोंट नो हाउ इट्स गोना टेक प्लेस, एंड मेरे को कोई आइडिया नहीं है कैसे होने वाला।
No, I think that's quite ambitious of you to think, all of this in 1 year. I think I'm pretty sure, as you keep progressing and you perfect the DM strategy, the next obvious extension would be to have a VSL funnel also going for you, and perhaps having a couple of people taking care of the leads and the sales part of it. So yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. And one of the last question that I have for you, Hitesh, is what do you think is the top three or the top three things or that really helped you during this journey of TGO? What do you think makes TGO what it is, and that has really impacted and helped you in this journey?
Okay. Let me think about it, because there are so many things, I mean,
Yeah,
in which you guys have helped.
sure.
So the number one would be definitely structure. I mean, it's so easy to, understand. It's so, well thought of. So definitely number one would be structure. And number two would be, I would say, a bit of personalized guidance that you guys do there. That ki agar मान लो, if I'm running ads, किसी को कोई doubt आता है, then you guys resolve it very quickly, मतलब ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लगता है, एंड स्पेशली आफ्टर स्कूल, बिकॉज अगर हम कभी भी if we ping any queries, तो वो काफी जल्दी रिजॉल्व हो जाती हैं। यस। सो सेकंड थिंग इज अबाउट दैट कि you guys understand this meta and things better, so you मतलब आप बहुत जल्दी फिगर आउट कर लेते हो कि प्रॉब्लम कहाँ है, व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट स्टेप्स दैट वी हैव टू डू। ठीक है, तो सेकंड थिंग वुड बी दैट, एंड थर्ड थिंग वुड बी would be the resources that you guys have given us. The DM, sheet that we have ki, कैसे आप conversation कर सकते हो, and the next is sales script that we have, how you have to talk to someone. So definitely, third would be resources are very good that you guys have provided us.
Awesome. No, I am pretty sure that we have a lot more stuff planned for 2025 as well. And of course, looking at your success and your ambitions, we will continue to make more stuff that can help you and fuel your growth in the future, right? So yeah, I think
Amazing,
this
amazing.
was amazing talking to you. So any last famous words for people who are watching this and who are looking at your success and they're like, "Yeah, मुझे भी ऐसे ही बनना है, but I'm not sure how do I get started." So what would your suggestion be to them?
इसी के लिए I'll tell you one thing. I जो भी मैं कर रहा था, मैंने सिर्फ ये सोचा कि 25 years down the road, अगर मैं यही करता रहूंगा, अगर मैं पीछे देखूंगा कि what all I have done in my life, तो आई एम गोना बी एंडिंग अप इन रिग्रेट्स, मतलब कि कुछ कुछ मैंने ट्राई करा ही नहीं होगा। तो आई थॉट कि यार जो पैशन है ना उसमें एक शॉट दे दो। इवन इवन इफ यू डोंट अर्न मनी, आप अच्छा नहीं करते, आई यू वुड नॉट स्टिल कंसिडर इट एज अ फेलियर। बिकॉज फेलियर तो तभी है ना जब आप रुकना बंद कर दिया आपने। देयर इज नथिंग लाइक फेलियर। आप करते रहो करते रहो करते रहो, एंड आई हैव रियलाइज कि um, अगर आपका इंटेंशन बहुत बढ़िया है, इफ यू आर सीरियस अबाउट समथिंग, देन यूनिवर्स अपने आप रास्ते खोल देता है आपके लिए, किसी ना किसी तरीके से कुछ ना कुछ सेट हो ही जाता है, एंड देन थिंग्स स्टार्ट फॉलिंग इन द राइट प्लेस। सो जस्ट टेक अ शॉट। जितना सोचोगे उतना डुअलिटी आएगी, उतना आप कंफ्यूज होगे। इफ यू आर सीरियस अबाउट समथिंग, इफ समथिंग मैटर्स टू यू लॉट, जस्ट डू इट। दैट्स इट।
Very well said. Very well said, Hitesh. I could relate to this when I was starting up. So, it was amazing having you. I'm sure this will reach the right people, and once they see this, they will definitely get inspired from this. And yeah, we are looking for a very long term association with you at TGO, Hitesh. And we only wish the best and hoping that the background that you have today as a virtual background becomes a reality in the next few months.
आई होप सो, आई होप सो, इट वुड बी सो ग्रेट।
Perfect. All the best, Hitesh. Thanks for doing this and appreciate your confidence and support to TGO.
Thanks, Akshay. I really love talking to you because it has been a long time. And yeah, definitely to more.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Take care.
Cool. Bye bye.
Bye bye.